Going live momentarily.
There's Sue. Okay. There's Dorothy.
Oh, so I had gotten
Adele.
excuse me, I didn't realize I had pulled my plug out and got knocked off and
Going live momentarily.
but I'm
Yeah,
back.
like your
Going
background,
live.
Adele.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, Dennis.
Shabbat shalom. There's Lacey. I'm looking at everybody. Okay.
Costumes are great.
Yours is lovely. You look adorable.
Yeah.
You really do. You look
Where are
terrific.
you, Adele?
She looks.
What's
she
that
looks
backdrop?
terrific.
It's a virtual screen thingy.
There's Lacey.
Oh, I thought maybe you moved.
Yeah, I wish my house looked like that castle behind me.
Nice. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
There's Sue. Sue looks great.
And Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
We are sort of at the end of the actual day of Purim, but we're going to be celebrating it this evening. And I'm going to share my screen. Actually, I'm going to mute everybody first and then share my screen with our Siddur. There we go. And there we go. There we go. All right. Oh, hello. No. Stop. There we go. We are going to begin our service with, of course, a Purim song, Chag Purim. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol LaYehudim, Masechut Ra'ashanim, Smirot Rikudim, Halvarisha Rash Rash Rash, Halvarisha Rash Rash Rash, Halvarisha Rash Rash Rash, Ra'ashanim, Purim Day, it's a happy holiday. Wear your mask, wear your crown, sing and dance and play. Here go the rockers, rush, rush, rush. Here go the rockers, rush, rush, rush. Here go the rockers, rush, rush, rush. Purim time is here. And it is indeed Purim time. We are going to light the Shabbat candles. Do we have a volunteer to light the candles tonight? Okay, I will do it. As these candles, Shabbat candles, give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvot להדליק נר של Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. We're going to continue with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Teitchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are called unto life, destiny uncertain, yet we offer thanks for what we know, for health and healing, for labor and repose, for renewal of beauty in earth and sky, for that blend of human holy which inspires compassion, and for hope, eternal promising light, for life, for health, for hope, for beautiful, bountiful blessing, all praise to the source of being. We continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. We seekers of God, how do we find you? In good deeds and the study of Torah. And your search for us? You find us in the bending of the knee, in the rigor of study, in the honesty of commerce, through a good heart, through decency, in respect, true fellowship, companionship, and love, through truth and peace, in the no that is really no, and the yes that is really yes. are Israel, witness to God's covenant. We are Israel, forbidden to worship power. We are Israel, prophets of a vision for all. We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed. We are Israel, trying to beat swords into plowshares. We are Israel, teaching sacred words from Torah. Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice flow as a mighty stream. We are Israel, proclaiming your truth, as we did on the shores of the sea. Prayer is not a shout into an empty void answered only by its own echo. Prayer is the spirit within us reaching out to the spirit of the universe. And prayer is that spirit responding to us. We continue with the tefillah. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Uvi Yagi Tehilatecha, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Hayon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei Bneihem, Lima'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atarav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umarid HaGasham, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'al Givurot, Umito Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו ואמותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. We thank you also for the miracles, for the redemption, for the mighty deeds and saving acts brought about by you, and for the wars which you waged for our ancestors in the days of old at this season. In the days of Mordecai and Esther, the wicked Haman arose in Persia, plotting the destruction of all the Jews. He planned to destroy them in a single day, on the 13th of Adar, and to permit the plunder of their possessions. But through your great mercy, his plan was thwarted, his scheme frustrated. We therefore thank and bless you, O great and gracious God. We're going to take a few moments of silent reflection. I'm going to stop the share for a moment because I had a hard time getting our musical, meditation in, so I'm going to do this manually. continue with our prayer for healing. We think about those in our community, those close to our community who are in need of healing of mind, body, and spirit. We remember Sharon Barr, Marcy Berman, Isaac Cohen, Sarah Cohen, Susan Cooley, Guadalupe Cordero, Kay Cosby, Carolyn Dowland, Stuart Dowland, Rabbi Ellen Dreyfus, Wendy Drezick, Don Elmore, Steve Feynman, Bernice Fischel, Justin Folk, Michelle Harvard, Matt Kiefer, Caitlin Kiernan, Siobhan Kiernan, Jana Lesser, Ann Manning, Olivia Martinez, Dan McShane, Mike McNerney, Gladine Mullett, Tom Moore, Charles Patrick, Ruth Ann Paul, Jeanette Pierce, Arnold Savanor, Ron Stevens, April Singer, Susan Weber, Elliot Wesser, Marcia Goran Wesser, Yochanan Ben Cheftzibah. Are there others for whom you are praying for healing?
Carol McLaughlin.
Thank you.
Shannon Callahan.
Rolando Lopez.
Janice Keating.
Joyce Laney, Ann Stacy, Molly Morales, Austin Morales.
Jacob Blake, Helga Gleiser, Baby Sullivan Gonzalez.
For all those and for those we name in our hearts, we say, Misha Beirach Avotenu V'Imotenu Avraham Yitzchak V'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah Hu Yivarech Et HaCholim Shalanu HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem L'Hachalimam U'Rapotam U'Lachazikam V'Yishlach Lahem Mehira Refuah Shleimat Min HaShamayim Refuat HaNefesh U'Refuat HaGuf Hashta B'Agala V'Zman Kariv V'Nomar Amen. And we join together in the Misha Beirach. To make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Our announcements. Welcome to all joining us this Shabbat. We're glad you're here. Mark your calendar. Plan to join us for our congregational Seder, our Zoom Seder, on Sunday, March 26th. More information to follow soon. Join us Sunday morning as usual as we do the work of getting our congregation up, our new congregation up and running. If you have not been receiving the emails and would like to join us, just shoot me an email and I'll send you the link. We've been trying to keep our healing list up to date. You can help us with that by letting us know when to add names and when to remove names from the list. And for information about Congregation Shalom of San Antonio, speak to any one of our officers or to me. Anybody have other announcements to add? All right, we're going to continue with, whoops, other way. We're going to continue with Aleinu. We're going to do Aleinu and Kaddish first, and then we're going to go on to our Purim festivities. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shehu notei shemayim v'yosei haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinatu zo b'govhei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od, va'anachnu kore'im, Umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo U'shemo echad. We recall those who are observing, for whom we are observing a yard site this week. Elaine Mandel, mother of Elliot Mandel, and Beatrice Metzke, mother of Carol Miller. We do not have a list for some reason of the 10 people who perished in the Holocaust. Not sure why. Are we observing your side, or are we recalling anybody else for Kaddish this week?
Rhonda Boyles.
Thank you.
Rudy Ledesma.
Thank you.
Florence Brisky.
Thank you.
Lee Fenson and Lisa Goodman.
For those people and for those we take into our hearts with our own, we say, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Amen. May the one who makes peace in the high places make peace here on earth, as we say, Amen. All right, we got a couple of Purim songs. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. What did he hear as he stood by the door? What did he hear as he heard more and more? Haman is planning some very bad news. Haman was planning to hurt all the Jews. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. But Mordechai was clever. Mordechai was clever and very, very smart. He wanted Esther and she did her part. The king honored Mordechai, Mordechai the wise. The king honored Mordechai and gave him a prize. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. Oi, oi, Uncle Mordechai. cold and what a dreadful villain. If we don't act at once, my dear, our life's not worth a shilling. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And our some home in caution. When Esther's speaking to the king of Haman's plot he mentioned, ha, said he, oh no he won't, I'll spoil his bad intention. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And off some home in caution. And so my friend came to an end, his clever Mr. Smarty, for he became a wiser man at Esther's little party. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And our some home in caution. All right. So, introducing a Sushan Puram featuring our Purim Spielers, Dorothy Martin, Lacey Dalby, Adele Herstein, Maury Goldstein, Adam Falkowitz, Sandra Singer, and Sue Weintraub. So, first some instructions. We are going to ask everybody to please make sure they stay on mute most of the time. Get here. Can everybody else hear? Can everybody else hear?
We can hear you.
We hear you. Now
No,
Sound very soft on mine.
Mine too.
got nothing, Lisa.
everybody else is a fine volume.
Yeah, it
We
kind of comes and goes.
We can't hear you.
Very well.
I see my input. There we go. My input volume went way down.
Oh, okay. Now I hear you.
Okay.
That is awesome.
I just fixed it. Thank you for letting me know that. Oops. Okay. So here is what we are going to do. We are going to ask everybody to stay muted for most of the time, except when you hear the name Haman. When you hear the name Haman, unmute, make your noise. I've got my grogger here. But it's a grogger. Make your noise, and when we're ready to go on, I'm going to then mute everybody again. Okay? So unmute to use your groggers or noisemakers, and then when we're ready to move on, I will mute all. So the other thing I'm going to ask you to do is, except when you are making noise for Haman, please, everybody except our Purim Spielers, turn your cameras off so that the only people we see are the actors, and also set your views to speaker view instead of gallery view, so that whoever is, whose part it is at the time will be the one you see on screen. Whoever's speaking at the time will be seen on screen. Does that make sense?
Kind of view I can see him for here. What view are they?
If you set your view to speaker view
This is speaker view, right?
in the top right corner, set your view to speaker view instead of gallery view, then whichever actor is speaking at the time will be the one who you see on screen.
You may have to go to view and swap video and shared screen. So if you unshare your screen.
I'm gonna unshare my screen in just a minute after we say the blessings. All right. And that's the last thing we're gonna do before we, oops. Oh, no, go back. Here we go. All right, so before we go to the Purim spiel, we have our Berchot Megillah, the blessings before the Megillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mikra Megillah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to read the Megillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim la'avotenu ve'imotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, who performed wondrous miracles for our ancestors in days of old at this season. You might recognize that bracha from Hanukkah, it's the same one. And then our last blessing that we say on all holidays, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, for giving us life, for sustaining us, for enabling us to reach this season. Let's stop my screen. I'm going to switch my view to speaker view. I'm going to turn off my camera and take it away, Purim Spielers.
Shalom, Yeladim, and hear us well, for now is the story of Purim to tell.
It took place in Shushan so long, long ago. Now off to Persia we all will go. In this beautiful kingdom ruled a king with no brain. Who'd think such a thing? He spent all his days and his nights having fun, parading his wealth in the warm Persian sun.
A queen named Vashti was his loyal wife. She promised to love him all her life. She promised, that is, until he did ask for her to perform an unthinkable task. At his grandest of parties, the king did command Queen Vashti dance for the royal men of the land.
I am not your servant. No, I will not dance. What dance I will not? I hereby refuse the king's sexist plot. No woman should have to put up with you. Hashtag me too.
She shouted as she quickly withdrew. For Vashti, you see, was not known as a fibber. She was, in fact, history's first women's liber.
Vashti was banished. Away she did go. Where did she go? That we do not know.
In this fair kingdom lived also the Jews, who could not practice the religion they choose. No Torah, no challah, no matzah ball soup, for a villain named Haman
Boo.
had started a coup.
Bow down to me now.
Cruel Haman
Boo.
Oh,
did say,
For I am an important man of the day. I'm the king's right-hand man. I rule all that I see. If you don't bow down now, you will cease to be.
While back at the palace grand, an announcement went out throughout the land. A new queen to be chosen in an unusual way, in a beauty contest held the very next day.
All the maidens of the land were forced to appear, from near and from far and from near. One such maiden had brains and had grace. Esther was her name, such a pretty face. Encouraged by her uncle, or was it cousin, Mordecai?
I beg you, dear Esther, this you must try. With your brains and your beauty, he would choose. Go, 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 comb your hair, wear nice shoes. Besides that, my dear, with your grace and your charm, you will blow them away. You'll be on King Ahasuerus's arm.
I'm unsure of myself, but I'm willing to go because I love my cousin, uncle. So I'll enter the contest. But please, Mordecai, dear, promise me that you'll always stay near.
The contest was held. They came one and all, and Esther, of course, was the queen of the ball.
Though Ahasuerus chose her, and she was now queen, there was one rotten rule she had not foreseen. Under penalty of death, she had to obey the following rule in an unbending way. Her new husband commanded she could only see him when he chose to see her, and on his whim.
So now, back to Haman. That cruel, crusty fellow, at the top of his lungs, he continued to bellow.
Bow down now, I command, or great harm will come to you in this land.
I, Mordecai, refuse to obey. I bow only to God to my last dying day.
Haman's
I
face.
Just directions to unmute.
Yeah.
Haman's face turned red with anger and hate.
I'll get you, my pretty, if it's the last breath I take. Ha, ha, ha.
Mordecai turned his back, and other Jews did follow. As for Haman, his pride he had to swallow.
That Jew Mordecai has ruined my heinous plot. Because of his affront, I will have to draw lots. That straw that I pick, the one that comes nigh, is the days the Jews of Persia shall die.
Into his three-cornered hat he did cast all of the dates, the future, the past. The lot that he picked was the 13th of Adar.
Make ready the gallows. Adar is not far.
Right after Haman, he did pester, went Mordecai to see Queen Esther, stealthily listening at the palace gate. 2 guards were plotting to seal the king's fate. Victan and Therash were the names of the guards. Hearing their plot was terribly hard. Mordecai heard them. Their talk he did broach, planning to kill King Ahasuerus.
Brave Morty protected his king and his land by revealing the plot in the palace grand. The king did not know, he glanced not a look, but Morty's deed was recorded in a grand official book. The king in his chamber that evening did read of Mordecai's loyalty in the book of good deeds. With the smallest of brains, the king thinked and thinked.
Who is this Mordecai who saved me from the brink? Who is this man who foiled the guard's plan? I must reward him. Send for Haman. A question to you, Haman.
Oh!
I hope How should I honor a man who has been on his toes, who has saved my kingdom through heroic deeds, without a single thought to his own needs?
Well, this hero he is honoring must surely be me, for saving the kingdom from the Jews for the king.
Haman Pompous swelled with excitement and greed. He knew that the king his words would heed.
I think, my dear king, no reward is too great. Give him diamonds and jewels, a house by the lake, fabulous clothing, and all of the best. Let him ride the king's horse on your next birthday fest.
Make it so, dear Haman. Loyal right-hand man, bring forth Mordecai the Jew. This is my command. Instruct all my tailors, my jewelers, my builders, to spare no shekels, no rubles, no guilders. Call all the king's horses and all the king's men to honor this Jew again and again.
Haman. Astounded, speechless at best, felt his anger spread from his feet to his chest.
Could it be that this man who refused to bow down must now be honored all through the town?
Seizing the moment, the opportunity here, Mordecai to Esther did appear, using his wits and oh so clever brain. Morty made history. Now Esther has fame.
You must risk your life and go to the king and tell him about this heinous thing that Haman is planning. The Jews will all die. You must go, brave Esther. This you must try.
But cousin or uncle, I am trembling with fear. Without his permission, I cannot go near. It could be my life. I'm so afraid.
To that I'll reply, you can do this, babe. Use your brains and your charm and your prettiest skirt and your shina punim. What could that hurt?
So Esther swallowed her fear and she calmed her nerves. She went after this task with vim and with verve.
And she threw that very same night. She walked into the banquet, trembling with fright. Although shocked to see her, the king did beckon.
I'll see her. It's fine, I reckon.
Dear husband, I've gotten some news, so horribly horrible that I did not choose. To come unsummoned, to be by your side, you must listen to me. After all, I'm your bride.
Risking her life, Esther told him the story of Haman's dastardly plot, evil and hoary. Esther, still trembling, explained to her mate.
My lord, at the risk of sealing my fate, I must tell you something that to you may be news. Someone is planning to kill all the Jews. This includes Mordecai and all his kin. And in this category, you must put me in, for you see, I am Jewish. but so loyal to you. Please don't hurt my people. Please don't hurt the Jews. I fear, my dear husband, unless you act with your heart, I too will die on the 13th of Adar.
Thinking the thoughts that a king would sure think.
My loyal wife deserveth a mink.
He called for his henchman, his number two, to question again, what should he do in order to save his wife and her kin? Haman locked right in.
Esther, dear Esther, tell Haman your fear. Don't be afraid. Tell him, my dear.
Okay, here goes nothing,
said Esther inside. She looked straight at Haman. And summoned her pride.
You wicked, wicked man, how dare you pretend that you are loyal to my king to the end? You who did plot to destroy all the Jews also will kill me, whom the king did choose. For I too am Jewish, you hateful old coot.
Turn around. I'm the king. I give you the boot. I decree that the Jews have the right to defend, but your entire family will pay in the end. I sentence you now to the gallows you built. Not a single drop of Jewish blood shall be spilt. Pack up your belongings, but don't go far. On the gallows you'll be swinging on the 13th of Adar.
The moral of the story, Yeladim, you now know, is to honor God and all people wherever you go.
To stand up and speak out for all that is right. And to you, Chag Sameach, Lila Tov, and good night.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Wonderful.
Everybody was good.
Yay.
Yay! Well done.
Oh, God, a wonderful job for our
Bravo,
bravo.
Bravo. All right.
Now the Kiddush.
We have one more song and then we're going to do Kiddush.
I can't wait for the one.
All right, one more song. Here we go. Oh, Haman was a high and mighty bluff and shoo done long ago. He quarreled with Mordecai and left him in a huff and shoo done long ago. So we sing,
and raise our
for Haman's wife that Haman was a baby. Shoo long ago. Mordecai sat and laughed in his face and shoo long ago. And Haman swore he destroyed the Jewish race. So we sing and raise our wrath for Haman's wife was a timid little maid and she shall long ago. But Mordecai So we sing and raise our wrath for Haman's wife admitted that Haman was admitted. Hashverosh was a jolly little king in Shushan long ago. That ruined Haman's plot in the merry month of spring in Shushan long ago. So we sing,
Sarah, for Haman's wife that
David was outwitted and
long ago.
All right. It is my pleasure to call on David Shane to lead us in the Kiddush this evening. You can wait just a second. I'm going to pull up the blessing. There we go. If anybody has fruit of the vine, I invite you to take it now. David, take it away.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'hava uv'ratzon hilinkanu Zikaron lama said Vereshit Kiyum Tequila Mekeh Kodesh Zahir Liziat Mitzrayim Kivanu Vaharta O Hatu Kiddishta Mekol Ha'amim Shabbat Kodesh Kodesha Bahavra Uvritzum Hinlatanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Okay. My only question is, how did tequila get into a Jewish prayer?
Good question.
Achashverosh was an alcoholic.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz,